Hey guys, how are you all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to the channel. Today what I have for you guys is another movie review, and this is the second Disney movie out of 4 that I will be reviewing for you guys. The first one was The Haunted Mansion. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it, because it was a pretty decent movie. And I suggest you check out my video and check out the movie itself, because it was pretty good. And of course the second one that I watched is Disney's Tower of Terror. Now I've never seen that. I've never seen Tower of Terror before. I saw Haunted Mansion when I was little, and I say that in the video. But a few days ago I watched Tower of Terror, and I had to kind of think about it. Because most Disney movies, I gotta level with you guys, I freaking love. I mean, there's a few Disney movies that I say, they're a little bit more kiddie, or more for girls, or, that kind of thing. But I've never really encountered a Disney movie I, downright hated before. And, that's not to say I downright hate Tower of Terror. It's just not up to quality with what I would expect for a Disney movie. Now, of course, you guys are probably thinking, oh, he just gives everything A's. But again, I say that in my other video. I just like good things, and I respect them, and I give them credit where it's due, in my opinion. In Tower of Terror, again, I don't trust critics. I never even looked at what they thought. I don't give a fudge. I don't care about them. I just care about what I think. And so should you guys, too. But, Tower of Terror, yeah, whoa. I watched that a few days ago, and yeah, it was all right. It was okay. Well, I don't know. It's hard to say because it's a Disney movie, but it's not the best one. And let me explain that. The acting, first and foremost, is not that good. And I know it's an older Disney movie. I believe it was 1997. I think. Yeah, it wasn't in 2000. I think it was 1997. And Kirsten Dunst, or Kirsten, whatever, is in it from Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, MJ. So she's in there. This was probably one of her first roles because she was like a teenager at that time. She was alright. I mean, every actor in this movie was just okay. Nothing really stood out like, oh, that guy was good, or she was terrible, or he was terrible. Most of them weren't too good, though. I mean, they weren't terrible, but you can tell that they were, I don't know, you can tell that they weren't really giving it their all, and Disney was kind of just like, maybe like, okay, yeah, just make Tower of Terror, whatever. So the acting, not great, not bad, it was just, some of them were pretty bad, especially the old lady. I feel bad saying that because she's an old lady, but, yeah, she didn't sell it for me, like, at all, especially that evil laugh. Oh my god, that was really weird. Like, she was by the gate, she was like, what the hell happened there? But yeah, that was really weird. So the acting, I'll do that. The plot. This is my favorite part of Tower of Terror. Just like Haunted Mansion, right? How are you going to make a movie based on a ride, right? Because, I mean, the ride doesn't have that many elements to it that you can make a film out of, or at least a short or something, It's just a ride. But they managed to do it awesomely with Haunted Mansion. Again, that's in the other video. And they did a great job, again, with Tower of Terror. I think it was a really good plot. And again, I think the strongest part about this film is the plot. Because I've never been, I'm going to say this now, I've never been on Tower of Terror. Yeah, I'm a man, but I'm not, that's not for me, no. I don't want to get sick. But I've never been on it before, so if you guys have been on it, tell me in the comments what it's like, the ride itself. But from what I can assume, and from what I've heard and seen in, the Disney things, that when I go to Disney World, you get in an elevator and it drops, and it goes poof, and then poof, and then poof, it keeps going down. It's basically why I don't like going in elevators at all now, because of that ride. And I've never even been on the damn thing. But, essentially, I was thinking, I'm like, how are you going to make a movie out of a thing that just dropped? I mean, it's like a Cedar Point ride. But it's in an elevator, how are they going to do that? But they did it really well, and they basically had a story about these people who took this elevator in this haunted place to go to a party with this little child girl, really famous child actress, and some black magic happened, and the elevator just, poofed, and everyone, I guess like Thanos, I guess he was there, he decimated everyone, but everyone just disappeared. And it went down in history as being like the ultimate disappearance, like what happened, to these people. And this reporter, which I can't remember the name of because he was that bad of an actor, he just goes, oh, I'm a reporter and I like to write about things that I don't that are fake, like ghost stories and just fake stuff, whatever. Fake sells, apparently. And he was kind of like, well, let me look into this because this might be real, because the disappearance was real. And then this old lady shows up in his house, completely random, just like busts through the door and just like, oh, hey, I broke into your house, but let me tell you something because, maybe it'll help you out with your story. And I'm a big fan. So the guy was like, okay, cool. So this old lady tells him about what really happened and that she was really there and she was, a witness. And it turns out that old lady was the child actress's sister. And she says, oh, keep looking into it. And the guy's like, all right, I will. Whatever. You're crazy. So him and Kirsten Dunst's character, they both explore this, Tower of Terror mansion. And a bunch of ghost sightings happen and some actually pretty freaky stuff for a Disney movie. I mean, this movie had some scary things that were scarier than Haunted Mansion. I wouldn't say scary, but a little bit more creepy and eerie than Haunted Mansion, which is strange, I guess, but that's beside the point. So they go to this house and they see all these haunted things, and they kind of go, oh, well, that like nanny lady, the heavy-set nanny lady in the elevator, she must have cursed him and killed him and all that. So they go after her, and they run into the ghost. Like all the people who died decimated in the elevator are there. And, the reporter and his cousin are like, hey, why'd you do that? Why'd you destroy everyone? And she says, whoa, I would never do that. I would never hurt anyone. And it turns out that the grandma, the girl who bust through the guy's house, she was the one who did it. And she's the sister of the girl who was really talented, and it was her birthday, and no one remembered her. So it's a little bit confusing, but if you watch it, you'll understand. But it was a really good plot, and eventually they do make it to the party, and it was, I don't know, it was a really tense third act, I think, and some pretty freaky, eerie moments in the second act. The first act was a little slow, but I think, that, again, the plot, easily the best part of the movie, because it justified a ride that wouldn't really have a plot, but they made it into one, so that was really cool. CGI, this is another bad thing. I know this was, I think, 1997, so the CGI wasn't, like, on point as today, but I feel like Disney could have done a little better, especially with the green clouds, as they were like, what happened? And then when they all got, they were like, oh, what happened? And it just looks so fake. I mean, I'm sorry, but, I mean, I can't really say crap about it too much, but, I mean, it's 1997, it's not 1960s Batman. You know what I mean? So there was a little bit of leeway there. So it wasn't the best CGI. It was pretty bad for a Disney movie. Sound to say that. But, I don't know. I mean, this is one Disney movie I can watch. Like, it's definitely watchable. But so many things are wrong with this movie, such as the acting and the CGI, and just some weird, cringy moments. Like, it's full of cheese, man. It's just, like, layering cheese on top of everything. I don't know. Just, to me, nothing really came together, especially with the acting and the way it was shot, too. That's another thing I want to touch upon here real quick, is that it feels like this movie was shot and made like a made-for-TV film. It really does. It doesn't, like, I was watching it, and I literally said to myself, I said, this doesn't look like a movie. This looks like a TV show. And there are actually moments in this movie where, like, things happen. You know how in, like, Ninjago or any type of, like, like, show where it has, like, different, like, parts, like, you have to watch it in succession. Ninjago, it ends where it's, like, on a cliffhanger, and then the next one picks up, and then another cliffhanger. That's how this movie was, and it would, like, a half hour, 40 minutes would go by, and it'd be like, boom, black screen. And then they picked up. And movies don't necessarily do that a whole lot, because, a movie is one consecutive thing. You watch it, and then it's over. But this felt like it was a bunch of TV episodes pasted together to form into a film, which isn't that bad, but it just felt unprofessional, especially for a Disney movie. Again, the way it was shot just didn't feel like a movie. And if you watched it, I think you'll know what I mean here. You might disagree with me, but I think most of you will agree that it just doesn't have that movie-esque quality. It feels like a TV show, which TV shows are fine, they're great, but for this movie to be like one, it didn't necessarily connect with me, and it didn't really register as a film. It registered more as like a low-budget TV special that they condensed into a film. So, all in all, guys, Tower of Terror, definitely not a bad movie, but it's definitely not great or even that really good. It's just okay. Again, this is one of the only Disney movies I really don't like that much because of all those things that I mentioned. So I'm going to have to give Disney's Tower of Terror a C+. Again, it's just average. It's not bad. It's not good. it's just in between there somewhere. It's like that gray area in between. So hopefully I'm going to be watching, as of today's video, whenever this posts, I'm going to be watching Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. And I have some trivia on that too when I review that the next day whenever this goes out to YouTube, to you guys. So again, Tower of Terror, C+, not the best, not the worst. I would probably recommend checking it out. You might not like it, you might like it, I don't know. But again, leave me a comment in the comment section if you guys have ridden Tower of Terror at either Disneyland or Disney World. Did you like it? Did you hate it? And also tell me about the movie. Did you like that or did you hate the movie? Or have you not seen it yet? So thank you guys very much for watching, and stay tuned for Mr. Toad's Wild Ride fairly shortly, and we'll see you guys in the next video.